Hello everyone, it's your girl Asia from Lawrence Frango channel. Welcome back to my channel. We are on the second episode I'm going to be reviewing for Degrassi. It's called episode 28. Everything is everything. So episode 28 was actually a really good episode. I enjoyed this episode too. And let me tell you something. I've been cool on Claire this entire season, but in this episode, she really pissed me off and really made me mad because she self-sabotaged Drew's opportunity, Drew's moment. And I've been saying this. Degrassi had so many opportunities to put Drew in a relationship with someone that's his own age, but they canceled that so many times for this dumbass Claire storyline. And in this episode, I'm going to express that. So let's get into it. So this episode opens up with Dallas and Connor in the police station. Police officer tell them, oh, they contact the owner of the car and their story matches up. Dallas is like, no kidding. We told you that we was allowed to borrow the car. You didn't believe us because of what? We're two black men. The police officer gonna tell Dallas and Connor that this is the location for them to pick up the car. Connor said, how the hell are they supposed to get there? The police officer said they better take a bus or get a cab. So Connor told Dallas that his attitude was kind of belligerent, and Dallas said he didn't care because he said he was pissed they pulled them over because they were black. And Connor said, what are we supposed to tell Jenna and Ali? He said, we tell them nothing because they would never understand, which is something I definitely agree with. People who aren't black sometimes are not going to understand the shit that we go through. And it's not, they just wouldn't understand. I'm sorry to say it. Like, they just wouldn't. And I think maybe that's why I think the world probably have a problem with interracial couples. Like a black man dating a white woman. Like, what would she know how hard it is for you? How would she know? She wouldn't know because she's white. I will say this, just because someone's white, I wouldn't instantly go with, oh, they have white privilege or they have white power. I wouldn't just automatically make my mind go there. Do I see it? Yes. Have I experienced it? No. I have seen niggas who are white get away with the shit they get away with because they're white. But I do feel like that's because I do feel like interracial couples is something the world kind of hates with the world, if that makes sense. I think the world don't understand interracial couples. I'm not going to say hate because hate is a very strong word. I think the world doesn't understand interracial couples. Like, how could you be with someone who doesn't understand what you go through? You feel me? And I will say, some people don't understand what black people go through. Like, they would never understand how hard it is for us out here. Because they don't experience that type of hate, that type of prejudice. They won't understand it. It's not because I'm trying to be racist, I'm trying to be harsh or anything like that. I just think some people probably would not understand it. That's just my opinion. So when Dallas said that, I was like, yeah, somewhat true. I don't think Jenna and Ali will understand because they are not black. They would not understand what it's like to be pulled over. They wouldn't understand. They would not get it. We can't, because they're not black. It would never happen to them. So that's, of course, they might get pulled over, but it would have nothing to do because of their culture. They would probably just get pulled over because they were speeding or whatever. But they would never just get pulled over because they're black, if that makes sense. I think that's what Dallas was trying to say, but whatever. So we get to school, and Drew was telling Claire and Imogen that his date with Edith went great. He really liked her and that she is very pretty. He said that they both love video games, fart jokes, and they both have a connection with children. And Claire's talking about, other than stuff they like, what do they really have in common? And he said they both want to help kids. He said she wants to work with artistic children. And Edith shows up at the school. I don't know if she's a new student here. Apparently she is, but it's like right after this episode you never see her again, so head scratcher. Drew and her talking about their next date they're gonna be having. Claire's looking all jealous and shit, you know. That's that. We go to the hallway scene with Tristan and Maya. Tristan is basically copying and pasting Mr. Yates' style with leather jackets and tight jeans because he said he liked his style. And Mr. Yates told this nigga that you are my favorite student. My favorite. First of all, that is just just wrong on so many levels. And I definitely agree with Maya. A teacher and a student cannot be friends. Not on a level to where y'all hang out every day. It just wouldn't seem right. I I'm not going to blame Tristan. I would never blame a child. Tristan was looking for guidance. Tristan was looking for an adult that he could talk to. And Mr. Yates took advantage of that. He manipulated the situation of what Tristan was really going through and made it something that it wasn't. He manipulated Tristan. Tristan wanted someone he could talk to, someone that he could talk to, and everything like that. And Mr. Yates completely took advantage of that, in my opinion. He totally took advantage of that. So, we skipped to the classroom scene with Claire and Edith. And Claire, she really pissed me off in this scene because she's going to tell Edith that, it's been hard for Drew to find a girlfriend because he was engaged and he's not over his ex Bianca. And the girl said that she did not know that he was engaged, did not know he had an ex-fiance. Claire was like, yeah, it's been hard. She said, especially since, that was his once true love, and it's kind of been hard for him to get over it. The girl either going to ask Claire, does she want to team up on the project so she could tell her more about Drew and tell her more about what he haven't been telling her. Anything with the science fair, I do not care for. I just don't. I don't care for it. It was really, the science fair was only important because it built up Dallas and Allie, which I will say I have really enjoyed in this season. Their build-up has been really, really adorable. I loved it. I'm not going to be mad at Dallas for being aggressive with the guy that was in charge of the science fair. And the reason why I say that is because you have to think about it. He just got pulled over by a lot of white people in the last 2 episodes, and this one and that one. So of course he would feel like, that the guy that's in charge of the science fair is being racist, or being racial profiling. So I can't get mad at him for that. But I will say, kind of like how Allie Dad kind of told Dallas, racism is something we are never going to change. There is nothing we're ever going to be able to do about racism. Nothing at all. So instead of trying to make people who would never understand, try to make them understand, we're never going to be able to do that. We just have to go on about our life and just say some people are just filled with so much hate and hatred. There is nothing we're ever going to change about that. I absolutely love that conversation with Dallas and Allie's father, because her father was right. When he said he got pulled over because he came to this state and they thought he was, a smuggler. That's just what the world do. This world is just filled with so much hatred. So it kind of is what it is, for real. Anything with Tristan and Mr. Yates when it comes to the whole book club thing, I don't really care for, because obviously Mr. Yates is going to be nice to Tristan and, when it's just the two of them, but, be mean to him when there's other people around. That's like the whole manipulation thing. I have to pretend like I don't know you. I have to pretend like there's nothing going on between the two of me and you. So I don't really care for that. That is not when the storyline to me gets really all that interesting, for real. And honestly, it's like up until after these episodes, they waited till, I think, a really long time to get this episode back on track. That is something that's kind of annoying me about season 13 a tad bit. It's too many storylines that's a stop and a go. It's like, stop putting the brakes on storylines. Keep them going. Sorry, y'all. I'm texting someone. Anyway, yeah. Some of the storylines in 13 are too much of a stop and go, and it's kind of annoying a little bit. So they skip to the scene with Drew and Claire. Drew chin checked Claire, told her that she set the whole dating thing up just to self-sabotage it, and he said that Edith told him what Claire told him about him not being over Bianca, and he said he is over Bianca. Claire says she knows that, and he said, okay, then why are you acting weird? Claire says because she has feelings for him, and she really has since, she said everything with Eli since he kissed that girl has been really weird between her and Eli, and it just made her sad. My thing is with Claire is that if that's the case, like I keep saying, you should have told Eli head up that you did not want to be with him. When he said that y'all shouldn't break up over one little mistake he made, you didn't have to be with him. You could have broke up with him. You didn't have to be with this guy if you did not want to be with him. You don't owe Eli anything. And she told Drew that she feel happy when she's around him. Like, she feels safe. She feels secure. And Drew said that he know that she made the whole fake profile up for her. And the reason why he didn't pick her is because she has a boyfriend. If she didn't have a boyfriend, they'll be having a complete different conversation. But since she does have a boyfriend, there's no conversation for them to have. And he said that the ball is in Claire's court. It's up to her. Break up with your boyfriend, mean you can be together. If you with Eli, there is not going to be a me and you. Period. 0 point blank. Period. This episode is kind of slow. I'm just going to mention the last two things in this episode that kind of made it important to me. So Tristan before this scene, Maya told Tristan that he needs to stop putting people on a pedestal, that he kind of has this thing of making people be what they are in his head than what they actually are. Sorry, I'm texting someone. Sorry. But Maya told Tristan that he kind of has this possession of making people be what they are in his head and what they actually are. And she told him, teacher and students should not be fucking friends. And Tristan said he just wants someone he could talk to, like an adult-wise, because he feels like his world is crumbling and there's really nothing he could do about it. So he went to go chin check Mr. Yates and tell him that he was being completely unnecessary and being so mean to him when he was, reading his poem, telling him that it's not the best work he's ever done. And Mr. Yates said the reason why he was so mean to him is because he didn't want to show favoritism. And he ridiculed this. He mentioned a poem, I guess, saying that him and Tristan's love is like this poem. So Tristan walked away trying to connect the pieces together, and then the end of the episode is Dallas and Ellie getting together. So this episode might be a bit of a setback than the last one, but I really, really enjoyed the whole Claire and Drew thing, because Claire really pissed me off, because like I said, she's been doing good by me this entire season, but that whole self-sabotaging thing, I was not fucking with it, because like I said, they literally had the opportunity to put Drew with somebody else, and yet they cut that short just to put him with Claire. And mind y'all, this is a storyline that only lasted for 2 episodes. After the experiment of Claire and Drew failed, he floundered for the rest of the season. Why do that when you had the opportunity to put him with someone that he could actually build a connection with? Nope. We're gonna crash that and put him with Claire just so that can crash and burn. Stupid and unnecessary. But yeah, this episode was I ain't gonna say it was good like the last one. This episode was just It was like I said, I really enjoyed the whole Claire and Drew thing. This is episode 28. Everything is everything. Catch you guys in my next review.